So my boyfriend's mother recently asked me to paint a beachy mural on her bedroom wall, so today this is what I am doing. She told me that she has this favorite spot down by the ocean where she loves to go, and she really loves the feeling that she gets when she goes there. So she actually said to me that she wanted to bring a little bit of that into her room so that her room could be nice and have the same kind of feel that she gets when she goes to this special place. Now the place that I'm actually talking about is this little boat harbour down in Wollongong, which is sort of on the coast of New South Wales, and it's this really adorable little boat harbour where there are these rocks, and there's also this big hill called Flagstaff Hill that also has a lighthouse. Now this is actually a pretty special place as well because this lighthouse is where my boyfriend's mother also got married, so as you can see it does have a bit of a special place in her heart. Now before I actually started painting, we actually made a little bit of a composite image with all of her favourite elements from this beautiful place, and we sort of put them all together in this one image, and that was sort of the reference that I was using to make this mural out of. While not 100% accurate to the location, we wanted to add these images in a way that looked nice but also gave her the same feeling that she had while she is there. And yeah, so that's why I decided to change things around a little bit. As you can see, we've got the boat harbour and we've got the lighthouse sort of closer towards the harbour when usually it's a bit further back, but that's because we wanted to add all of these elements into this image in a way that looked nice and worked well for the area that we had. Now the art supplies we are using today include water-based house paints. They were the main basis of what I was using to paint on, but after that I also did end up using a bit of acrylic artist paint and my Posca paint pens and just various paints here and there that I had that were the right colours for what I needed. And I just worked at each different area in a lot of different layers. This painting actually took me quite a long time over the span of a few months. It was sort of one of my longer scale projects that I've been working on that I sort of had to work in between other art projects. And it was a lot of fun to do as well. I especially had a lot of fun painting that ocean. I just find a lot of satisfaction in painting waves and adding different layers and colours of blues together, and it ends up looking like an ocean. I absolutely love it. Now I found the rocks and the tree especially a lot of fun to paint because I borrowed a few techniques from my main man Bob Ross. For the rocks and the tree trunk, I just worked in a lot of layers of brown, and in darker areas of brown I also mixed a little bit of Prussian blue in there to get a nice cool shadow, and I just worked up a lot of layers of different browns over the top to get this nice sort of pebbly rock sort of texture. After this I sort of had to go over and darken it a little bit, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. All of the greenery was definitely a lot of fun to paint in as well because I had a lot of different greens and blues that I could mix together to get a nice bit of contrast, and for those leaves on those trees it was just really fun for me to just draw them in with a big brush like my man Bob Ross. He is a bit of a master at drawing happy little trees, and I think this is a happy little palm tree for sure. I used my widest, flattest paintbrush to go in and add in these sort of palm tree leaves, and I tried to do them quite messily and sort of just very rough and, you know, loose, and I think overall they turned out pretty cool, especially when I added in some highlights and shadows later on. After this, I had to add in some details now, and for these details I had to use a bit more of a thicker paint because this sort of house paint is very good, but it's also quite runny, so if I tried to do a small shape there was definitely the chance of it dripping and wrecking. So instead of using that for these small details, I went in with some acrylic paints and as well my Posca pens, because they're amazing for things like that. Now we're coming up to my favourite part of this painting, and that is that fat little seagull that I drew in the middle. I really like the positioning of this seagull because it sort of breaks up the large blue area of the ocean and sort of connecting the ocean towards that nice sandy part down the bottom, and it's just a cute little fat seagull. If you've ever been to the ocean, you should know that there are hundreds of seagulls flying around, and if you've been to Wollongong, you'll know that they are very savage and they like to steal your hot chips, but this seagull's really cute and I feel like he would be a nice one. Or maybe he's not a nice one and he's just pretending to be nice to get close to you, and then he's gonna steal your food. Now we're coming up to some last additions for this painting. These cannons here have been a really important part of Wollongong and that sort of area, and this wasn't actually going to be an addition when we first planned it out, but we all sort of agreed that that area where all of the grass is was a little bit plain and we could add a little bit more detail there, and those cannons were sort of the perfect thing to put there. So here's the final results for this beautiful giant mural painting, and I had a blast painting this. It was really fun, and I just want to thank my boyfriend's mother for getting me to paint it because it was definitely a good experience. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please smash like and subscribe, and comment below if you've ever been to Wollongong. I love that place so much. It's a beautiful place, and if not, where is your favorite ocean place to go? I definitely want to hear that in the comments below. So anyways, I hope you all have a lovely day, and stay safe, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye everyone.